Amazon for the upcoming. It's such a pleasure to speak to you, and congratulations on this fantastic film. So can you start by telling us what it was about the story that made you want to take the book and adapt it into a feature on screen?
First, it's the story of a family I got to know when I was in my youth. A story whose journey somehow mirrors the history of my country. So there were many layers to this that grew to the point where I thought that this was a necessary film. At the end of the day, they are the films that are necessary to you and the ones that aren't. And you have to be able to select. Duke Ellington used to say that to be a musician, you need first of all to listen to yourself. So to do this film was about listening to myself. And we had the luck of having an extraordinary book to start with. A book by one of the kids of this family, the Pivas, in which he reconstructs the memory of the family during 40 years. And the reconstruction of that, I would say, personal story blends with the reconstruction of a collective story, which is the one of Brazil. So, how can you say no?
And in terms of casting, Fernanda in the role of the mother, how did you go about that? Did you have people in mind already that you wanted to bring your story to life?
I like to think that this is a film about family made by a film family. And this family is the one with Fernanda Montenegro, I was lucky enough to do Central Station with, and then 20 years later to work with Fernanda Torres, I'm still here. The possibility to think as a film family allows you to actually to look in one direction, the exact same direction. The great Russian director Andrei Tarkovsky used to say that the film only exists if everybody is in the artery of the film, the main vein of the film. With a film family, it's much easier. And Fernanda Torres elevated the film, and we only try to follow.
And can you talk about the actual process? Because I believe you used a 35mm camera, a lot of improv, you built a set, a house. Can you talk through that and how important it was for you to be very authentic to the family and their story?
I think that this story required such an honesty to be told. So we were in a position where we were trying not to represent, just to be. I come from a documentary film background, which is very different from coming from other origins and getting to film, and I like to blend this unexpected quality of what you find on the spot, on the moment, with what is really well written. The most well written a screenplay is, the better you can improvise, in fact. And it's the result of this blend. The film is really the result. This is what makes, I think, scenes lively. It's the possibility that there's always something in them that none of us were expecting when we were filming it. And then a small miracle occurs.
And is there any particular moment on set that kind of stood out for you?
Well, that's a difficult question to ask, because many of them did. This woman, this main Eunice Paiva, the main person, the main character in the film and in life, was very restrained. So it was, the whole film was an exercise in restrained performances, but yet extremely internalized and meaningful performances. So we were always kind of walking on a tightrope, between two buildings. And every time we went to the end of that journey, we said, okay, we survived this one. What's the next one? But it was thrilling, and at the same time, it required to be daring to get to the other end, and a little and courage. But again, with great actors, you really help to do the journey.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Peter. It's a fantastic film. Enjoy your premiere. It's well deserved. Thank you so much, Walter.